back up, and the podcast should start.
Alright, this is Cephalotaxus. Welcome to the third W385 Podcast. Started right now. So I'm Cephalotaxus, smiling 385.
I'm Terrathrone, a dream high-level leader in this clan as a Bronze Star.
My name is Faij, and I'm used to be a general in W385, I am a smiley in Hexis.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm No Comfort. I'm a captain in W385.
I'm TGP, a club free-to-play man.
Alright, so first question we got here. New Hill Giant boss for free to play. Maybe coming out soon. I think it passed the poll. So what are your guys' thoughts on that in general?
Well, it sounds like it'll be pretty interesting. It's going to, on the poll it said it's going to drop Rune Kite Shield and a new club weapon, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of weapon the club is, whether it's DPS or KO. But yeah, it sounds like it'll be pretty fun. Looking forward to killing some Hill Giants once it comes out.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting piece of content. I mean, it will be a first major update in free-to-play, except free-to-play Total War Worlds, hopefully. But especially for newer players, it will be something to work forward to, like grinding 60 attack, 60 strength, and 60 defense, like for a pretty hard boss fight against the Hill Giant. Like, it should be fun. And especially if you have to kill Hill Giants first for the key, I really hope that people will bank the big bones, so they will also drop a bit in price. So that will would really help me and the rest of free to play. But besides that, Rune Kite Shield might be a bit overpowered. Maybe they should switch it for another big rune bar item like Rune Battle Axe. So it will still be the same high AUG value, but not so as overpowered for Iron Man, since there are a lot of free to play Iron Man.
Yeah, I would say like something such as the rune drop. I don't think it should be the rune kite shield, so that's nice at smithing, changing just like some boss you can kill at 70 combats. I think it should be like the rune square shields because still a good defense, but it's not really a big deal for Ultimate Iron Man who are playing at a high level.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think it should be best in slot. Is what it should be dropping. It should be dropping like a kite or a square shield or something like Seth said. I don't necessarily think it should be a common drop. I don't know how rare they plan on making it. I think it should be a pretty high level boss. It shouldn't be something that can be farmed by gold farmers very easily.
It depends on the mechanics of the boss.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to depend on the mechanics, and I don't want to see any like noted resources being dropped or anything like that they've done in pay to play.
I mean, they probably were looking at past updates.
I bet it's going to drop noted limps.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 or 5 they said. I wouldn't mind it dropping noted bit bones because I'm selfish and I want her to be cheap, so.
Yeah. Maybe like a single rune or something. Like that could work. It's like 13k or something, 10k. Something like
Yeah.
that.
I wouldn't mind it dropping resources as long as it's not something you can just sit there and camp. As long as you have to bank once in a while, I'll make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, well, you have to kill Hill Giants to get the keys also, so it's not something you can just camp either way.
Well, are those going to be tradable? Do you know are those going to be tradable, those keys?
I was under the impression they wouldn't be. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, if the key works like Scotizo or like, say,
I would be more in favor of those not being tradable.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be better.
One of the suggestions was like making like ecumenical keys where you can only get like 3 at a time, which I think would be a good idea because you just like stack up a bunch and then sell it all the time. It would just hurt prices.
I don't think it should be something that Jaga should rush.
Yeah.
Take their time, do it right.
Yeah, and then so they also talked about it's gonna come out with a Hill Giant Club, which like maybe caused better, don't really know. But you all think it should have like had more information on it before they released it?
Yeah, I wish they would have specified whether, like, what kind of weapon it is, whether it's going to be replacing the scimitar for best DPS, or whether it's going to be, like, replacing 2H for best KO. I hope that it's a 2H weapon, because if it replaces scimitar, then that seems kind of OP for free-to-play Iron Man, but I guess either way, 85 smithing will still be relevant for Rune X.
Yeah, they really should put more information in the post. Sometimes it's really vague. And I think PKs wouldn't like the club being a KO weapon either, so it's like it's a lose-lose. If it's better than Skim, it's bad. Better than club, it's bad.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, Specialist is the teleblock don't pass. They'll be pissed if something like this passes. With hard to pass.
Yeah, I really hope it would have some use in PKing, since there are a lot of free-to-play PKers, and so it would still have a high price, but it wouldn't be overpowered for other situations.
I wouldn't mind it being slightly better than the 2H as long as it's worth something. So if you do use it, you're risking quite a bit.
Yeah, like use it for wrist fighting or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
or
mean,
just in worst case, just have a high AUG file that's high.
I hope it's not like a best in slot as far as training goes, because that would have a bigger impact than just a KO weapon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I thought it was gonna be some cosmetic, but I mean, I wouldn't mind it if it was slightly better than stuff, and especially if it's two-handed.
Like cosmetic and have the same stats as a 2H type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about that, but like, I was thinking it would just be random, like kind of like Sailbog.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to just be like a just purely cosmetic item. I thought it either would have better stats or have the same stats as a pre-existing item.
Yeah. And then also, people mentioned a pet. I mean, I think if it's free to play, I couldn't see there being a pet.
Yeah, that'd be really weird.
Yes, no.
I'm not a fan of pets in general, so I really hope they don't.
They'll probably classify it as a demi boss and use that as an excuse for no pet.
Well, it seems like every piece of content that's coming out has a pet involved with it. I guess that's what the community wants. So
Scotizo doesn't, right?
Yes, Castillo doesn't. There's a few wilderness demi bosses that don't.
Yeah, so if it works the same, don't have a pet.
Yeah, and then zooming down, somebody else said that like maybe they could add a unique item drop to it. They mentioned the longbow sight, which back whenever Dungeoneering came out, it was 45 range. You put on longbow, and they said you can like make the longbow viable again. Personally, I don't think longbow was viable even with that in RS3. So I don't really care if they put that.
What does that exactly?
The longbow sight?
Yeah.
It just increased your max hit, I believe.
Yeah, increase the damage of longbow since they're a lot slower DPS wise.
Yeah, that item from Dungeoneering, it never made the longbow relevant, especially with the Gravite items coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd have to be really good in order for the longbow to be relevant. And at that point, I don't know if you really want it, because it'd just be OP.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem necessary. And they'd have to find some way for it to come into the game too.
Well, they were saying make it a unique drop from the Hill Giant boss, which I don't really see. Like, I guess lore-wise, I'm not really into lore, but if you're into that, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it seems like the club works well enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also curious how they will name the boss. Like, they can call it a giant hill giant or something, or a humongous hill giant. But
King of the
it should be
hill.
interesting.
Humongous.
Yeah, or the same as saying, like, examine something about humongous. I'm pretty sure, because Jagex liked the meme a lot lately.
Yeah, this has a meaning.
Well, giant sounds good to me.
Yeah, that should be fun. Something like that.
Yeah, I think it should be something troll.
Yeah, but not too obvious. Like, yeah, it's not good to meme a lot in a kind of serious medieval video game, of course. But
Well, I mean, because hill giants are pretty goofy looking to begin with.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd prefer to like. I'd prefer to name it like something kind of plain, but then I like memes in the examine text. If you examine things, they find a lot of weird shit, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
yeah, I would vote for a giant hill giant. I could see that working.
Alright, so next one kind of more important to free-to-players. They talked about making the crafting guild bank, which passed the poll as well. So it's going to be possibly available to those with 99 crafting and free to play as well. So I like it a lot just because I don't really like doing bank sending skills like IGE or something because people are weird and free to play and kind of newbie. So it'd be nice to have another bank where you could just go and not really have many people to talk to.
We have Clan Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it will be a nice alternative to Clan Wars. But of course, only the elite free to play will have 99 crafting. Like it won't be a lot of people, so maybe it could also be like a fun place to hang out. You all bank stand.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have much of a change for free to play Iron Man or not. Like for Ultimate, obviously, it wouldn't really do anything. For regular Iron Man, it would make it fast to mine and bank silver or gold, but I don't know if that would really affect too much.
Well, it's not even efficient for smithing.
Yeah, if the regular Iron Man are mining silver or gold, they probably don't even have 99 crafting yet. So I don't know if it would really affect much, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it will only affect like 1 or 2 Iron Man, and that will be far in the future.
I'm not really against it so much as I just don't really see the point of adding it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal either way. Like, especially since we don't have the craft tape, so we can't use like the teleport for really fast banking.
Right. That was the whole. That's the whole reason it's so good in members. But
yeah, for free to play, it's not a bit of a deal. It doesn't really change any skills.
I mean, there's not going to be any bots there with 99 crafting, so gold farming is not really an issue either.
Yeah.
I'm so sure.
And one thing Pawz reminded me is that air rune crafting will change. So solo players RTRs are quite cheap. So you can runecraft there if you have 99 crafting.
Isn't this further away without tennis?
I think it will be a bit faster than RTRs with Tele to Felidor, but maybe for level 3 skiller or something.
Maybe.
That would still be quite a bit slower than body and earth, so I wouldn't really have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you just be sacrificing your XP per hour for like slightly cheaper.
Yeah, and plus, like, people have 99 crafting free to play. You have the GP, so you're not going to need to do AirTRs.
You really wouldn't be able to alt it since you need the 99 crafting. So.
Are they even that much slower than Earth and Body? RTRs versus Earth and Body.
Yeah, it's quite a bit slower, and you wouldn't be able to alt it because you need the 99 crafting to use the bank.
You have to trade at the bank.
Unless you have a bunch of accounts to use that have 99 crafting.
But yeah, so on the subject of alts, how many of us play pay-to-play alts, and have you ever been tempted to play primarily pay-to-play? So me personally, I have a shop alt. Probably gonna make possibly another soon. I know I'm gonna make another. I'm not really sure what yet, but and then I've never really been tempted to play primarily pay-to-play. When I started old school, I thought I was gonna go like straight to pay-to-play, but decided to stay free-to-play and still here, so not gonna switch.
Yeah, I use pay-to-play alts. I have a double mat alt. It initially just started as me playing that account on the side just for fun. And eventually, I realized I could make some money from my main account with it, so I started doing that.
I believe I was one of the first alt users, but I nowadays I shop on my alt, and I've been using an alt ever since I started free to play. I also used to runecraft on it. It's good fun to play another account beside it, beside your free to play, in my opinion. And I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I still play primarily pay to play on my main account, but I don't really play alts. I just play both accounts at once, and they're kind of both accounts that I focus on. But I wouldn't want to play only free to play. I don't think I like pay to play.
I played it out for a while just to make a few money for bonds, which I'm never going to use, but for fun, I guess. Yeah, but I mostly just keep playing this account.
Yeah, and then I also I'll never play primarily pay to play, but I like pay to play content. So if I didn't have an alt, probably would have considered going pay to play.
I mean, I've
Probably play pay to play man if they remove Zoro or something. It sounds really important to farm that only.
my alt isn't like the typical alt. It has like 200 quest points and like 1800 total, so it's pretty much just a second account.
Yeah, I mean, you played it before though.
Yeah,
before
when
your class.
when Old School was released initially, I played on that for a few months and I just got burnt out.
All right, and then just a quick question people asked: what's your favorite free-to-play item? I think I'm gonna say bunny ears. Bunny ears look good on almost anything. Fashion scape.
Well, I want to say the reindeer hat just because it's the most useful. I don't really like how it looks that much.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
pickaxe for sure.
Yeah, the room pickaxe is really nice, but I've got to go with the frog mask. Kind of been with me since I started free to play. But I also really like frog tokens. I collect them. Shamefully, Bart has more than me, but I hope to catch up with him someday.
How many do you have?
Last time I checked, it was like 36, but I don't get a lot of them. I guess I'm kind of unlucky.
Tom, do you have a favorite item?
I'd have to say wooden shield. I don't really like cosmetic items. I don't usually wear anything, but when I do, it's a wooden shield.
Got it. And then, so, do you ever lose, as I asked, if we ever lose any motivation some days, and like, what keeps you dedicated? I'm still pretty newbie. I've only really been going my first tournament mill, 399 ever. But I've really been grinding the past maybe 4 or 5 months, like 6 hours a day, which is good for me and my schedule. And I don't really lose motivation. Like, if I lose motivation on an individual day, I'll just go watch shows and then come back to the next one. But it's not really a problem. And then what keeps me dedicated? Everyone should know, but I like to beat Pawz, so that's what keeps me going every day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really lose motivation anymore. I've been grinding this game for years now, and just over time I've gotten more and more used to it, and I guess like desensitized to too much kind of emotional attachment to goals, because I feel like that's what makes you feel demotivated sometimes, is if you like really want to like what you're doing all the time, and then sometimes you might get bored, which is just always going to happen. And if you just acknowledge that and find ways to keep yourself occupied, then I think that's the best way to keep your goals going.
I don't ever really get demotivated. I enjoy myself, so the hours just kind of fly by. It's gotten to the point where it's kind of just natural for me to log on and play and enjoy myself.
I've been kind of demotivated past couple of weeks. I think it's because of school starting. So I had to get back in the rhythm of doing school besides doing RuneScape besides school. But lately it's been going better. And besides that, I just I don't really take my goals too seriously. I just woodcut a bit every day. At least so that's how it feels like.
If I get bored, just play another game. I mean, there's no reason to keep playing RuneScape if I'm bored of it.
Yeah, what I want
You can never quit forever.
What I want to add on is this: I never force myself to play if I'm not having fun. So that's the key to not getting burnt out. Don't make yourself play because you feel like you have to.
Yeah, it's not a job; it's just a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, like it's better to like have one day of bad XP and then just like kind of recharge and come back the next day than like try to force yourself and like have bad XP over a week or something.
Yeah, just bury yourself in assignments for a day or something.
Yeah. Plus, like I have school, so can go do that. And then, so another question should skill capes be free to play? Like knowing, because Madash said he can't remove the bonuses to make them free to play, so they would be best in stat. And then on the same note, like should there be a free to play math cape? So skill capes, I don't really care. Cosmetically, they're not really appealing to me. And the stats, it's like a few defense bonus, which if you're training on melees, like you don't really need food because you're either going to have an ult for the stronghold, or if you're killing like your ults in clan wars, you're not getting hit in anything. And for the math cape, if it had like a useful teleport, but I really like how the math cape in pay to play is like you needed to play like a super high efficient level, but in free to play there's like not much you add to it, so it'd be cool, but I wouldn't really mind if it didn't come in.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see skill capes in free to play. They feel like members items and it just feels so weird and it's really not necessary at all. And most of the skill cape perks for free to play skills are still related to members content, like teleporting to the fishing guild, teleporting to warriors guild, stuff like that. So I don't even know if it would be possible to avoid those working in free to play and then having free to players going to members areas or something. As far as a max cape though, I think it would be cool if they made like a free to play max cape that followed the same design and just was recolored silver, because I feel like that would match nicely. And maybe have some kind of little perk on it, nothing too powerful. But if it doesn't come out, I don't think it's really a problem.
My main concern with skill capes in free to play is that it originally is pay to play content made free to play, which could lead to other things becoming free to play. For example, R3 added pay to play skills in free to play, but only till level 5.
Yeah,
I really didn't
like. If they did that.
Like, yeah, of course it's a lot bigger than just skill capes, but like, do we really need skill capes? Like, it's just another cosmetics, and we already have tons. I guess it shows off an achievement, but in 99 in 2016 isn't really that big anymore if you're not like an Iron Man or Ultimate Iron Man. Like, of course, besides rune crafting and prayer, many of the free to play skills also are really easy. So I would also be kind of afraid to see a lot of skill capes in free to play.
Yeah, I'm not really for either of them becoming free to play. Part of the reason I like free to play is the simplicity. I don't really want too many flashy things going on. You guys pretty much said everything there is to say, but I don't think Jagex would ever add it. I don't think it's anything that would ever pass a poll, so I'm not too worried about it.
You just keep them members, I think. That would be really awkward for them to have to remove NPCs being free to play, since half of them are all member areas.
Yeah, man. So first of all, shout out to Rich crashing me for making a GE. I'm a big fan. I love when people crash me. So if you want to come crash me, I'm a W385 GE side. We can have some fun. But people are asking, so for Ultimate Iron Man, the last man standing, they put the coffer in. Usually for Ultimates, you can bank your GP there to save an inventory slot. People are asking, like, should it be removed? Devalues my XP. I personally don't play Ultimate. I don't really care, and I think it's just one inventory slot, so I don't think it's that big of a deal if it saves in the game. Like, it would be nice if it was removed, but I don't like the math cape. I don't really mind.
I play an Ultimate, so it does affect me, and I use it. I would probably vote for it to be removed because it's annoying, like when people ask if there's any way to store items in free to play, having to say like, yeah, there's that one thing. I kind of liked when Ultimate was really like what Ultimate should have been, with just your inventory and your gear and nothing else at all. As far as how it actually affects the game, it really doesn't affect much. It, like, the way I'm doing smithing right now, if it weren't for the coffer, I would have just dumped all my GP into air runes, and then I wouldn't have lost any inventory spaces or anything. So it doesn't really affect any efficient training methods. It does make the wilderness a little bit more viable to use in certain situations, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's not really a game changer. It's just kind of an annoying like thing that I wish would just go away, but it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
also like if you you have to complete a last man standing tutorial if you want to use the coven. So if you really don't like the update, you can also just don't complete the tutorial, and you can prove that you haven't used the coven.
That's true.
but I mean that puts them at a disadvantage to other people doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
They're really restricted enough as it is.
I think it should be removed. All these items, you know, the wilderness, the looting bag, and all that, kind of ruins the whole point of what an Ultimate Iron Man was supposed to be, was 28 inventory spots, and I don't know, it just makes it easier.
Then GB, you're an Iron Man. Got anything to say?
But not in the Iron Man, so that's defective.
Yeah,
Like,
as an Iron Man.
Jagex won't remove them for sure, it's like.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever remove it. The
Yeah,
stupid thing though is that it really it has no net need to be there. Just that it would have been extra effort for them to not have it there, because free to players can't even play games where you play for money. So it's completely unnecessary.
Yeah, we took the regular mode, but kind of another one, kind of random. People are saying, you know, Maple Wilds are free to play. You can farm into them, like Maple Trees be free to play. And they were talking about how to change the free to play XP rates. I mean, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Maples are faster at speed than Willows.
No, they're not.
Yes, I mean, like
It might be
if you
better
want
for
AFK,
Iron Man maybe for fire making. I don't know.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you're an Iron Man, you want to like AFK and do a fire rate record, you could do that. But again, like another thing, it's like not really a big deal if it's added, especially for regular accounts.
You'd still use if you want to do a fire making record.
Would it be faster to not just burn Willow till you cut them faster?
Well, yeah, the best XP would still be willows and burning them at the spot. But like if, as you said, if you want to do a fire making record and like bank logs in your bank use and then burn those.
Oh yeah.
So maples would be completely irrelevant for anything. They're worth like the same amount as willow logs, worse XP. I'm sure some people will probably still cut them just because there's a lot of noobs and free to play that don't really know what's going on. But
yeah, that's true.
It would be like the most pointless update ever to happen in the game.
Well, I mean, when they came out those resource dungeons in RS2 and they put Maples in free to play, it had absolutely no impact on woodcutting. So, I mean,
yeah, maple trees are just so irrelevant.
I wouldn't have any problem with it, but I wouldn't. Also, don't see the point of bringing it in. It would just be dead content from the start.
If Kingdom of Miscellanea didn't exist, then they would be like decent profit, like not as good as use, but better than other things. But Kingdom of Miscellanea completely destroyed them as an option for woodcutting.
I mean, it's more AFK than Willows. That would be the only argument to
Yeah, that's true.
using Maples, but even so, Willows are pretty AFK if you just want to 5-tick them.
Yeah, another concern is where they will add the maples, because many of the trees are actually placed in the right place. Like willows are always next to water, and besides that, there aren't really other trees that have been thought out on where to place them. But I think aren't maples like only in the more northwestern corner of RuneScape, or?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, so
it will be very dry.
Yeah, but it will really be out of place.
The most logical place would probably be like around Ice Mountain or something.
Yeah, maybe the corner there.
And that'd be really far from a bank. Not that it really matters.
Yeah, and then last two pay-to-play things people are saying. Talk about how in RS3, the Lumby Easy Diary, that was also free-to-play. And then now they have like 4 out of 12, I think, tasks are pay-to-play. So they would have to change the task you have to do for it. But they can make the diary free-to-play. And this, I'd say I would like this one more because the ring has like armor charge, which is kind of useful, but kind of ambivalent.
I think the easy diaries don't even give you a teleport, right?
What?
The easy diaries don't even give you a teleport.
No, the teleport. They give you the run energy.
Yeah, it's 50% run energy replenished twice a day, and you can cast low-level alchemy without using runes 30 times a day with no magic XP.
That's like nothing now. The only thing I didn't really care about is the teleport.
It also has +1 prayer bonus, but yeah, it would be pretty minimal uses.
Yeah, none of that stuff's significant enough that I'd like really want it in.
I still like the cow field teleport. Teleport to any cow field.
Yeah, is the medium diary where you get to teleport?
Yeah, you teleport 3 times a day with the medium diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I mean, it's such a small little thing, but once again, it's a situation where it really doesn't matter to me either way. It's not a game changer, but it'd be kind of a nice little bit of extra content.
I wouldn't mind them making a diary that is free to play content. It doesn't even have to be Lumbridge. I was kind of surprised when they came out with diaries and nothing was for free to play.
Yeah, they could just do like a free-to-play diary that just spans the entirety of the free-to-play map and has only free-to-play tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that more. That'd be kind of cool.
Wish they would just add a single drink to free to play. That's useful.
Yeah, it's also true.
Yeah, that's just like a worthless slot for free to play.
I never wear anything in it.
Gotta have that diamond ring.
You have one?
Yeah.
Anything?
Man,
Nah, 0 kg.
I take that back. It is useful if you're e-dating. You gotta give your e-date that diamond ring. Like,
Yeah, if I ever get my girlfriend to play, she's getting that ring.
Alright, and this is kind of more relevant. I think Pawz suggested this a while back, but buff the Skull Scepter. Currently takes 4 pieces to get. You kill 4 different monsters for that. And then you only get like 4 teleports out of it, which is not much. People are suggesting kind of like the Camulet. You can pay 1 mil for infinite charges. That'd be kind of cool, but I personally don't want it just because that's been in the game like for so long that it just seems weird to like somehow fit that into where it gets extra teleports. And it would just make RC faster, which that's fine, but I don't really care for it.
I'd like if you could at least cast what's it called? Crumble Undead with it. Auto cast. For some reason they put it on stuff of the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, auto casting crumble would be cool.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be useful for like for Alton Iron.
Yeah, that would make it cost extra runes, but I did a few crumbles the other day, and it's right next to 2 teleports, so if you misclick it all, then you teleport away. It's so annoying.
That happened to me on my free-to-play Wilderness outfit I am in. Well, it's long to say.
Yeah. I would like to...
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Alright. I would like to see it so that it could be charged with skull pieces, with any, like once you build the scepter, you can charge it with any of the skull pieces, and maybe get like 3, 4, or 5, something like that, teleports per piece that you add to it. So that way it would be like stackable kind of. I think a one-off fee to make it infinite would be a little bit overpowered, but it would be cool. Like I probably, like if that was around when I was doing 99 range, I probably would have like 5,000 or 10,000 teleports that I could use on it, which would be pretty nice. I think it would mainly just be useful for like RC and getting back there, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't think it should be infinite charges. That's a little too much. I wouldn't mind if they made it so it didn't degrade. What is it, 3 or 4 charges that it has? Anyways, however many charges it has. I think if they made it so you could use, say, 3 charges a day or something like that, and it doesn't degrade, I'd be okay with something like that. I just don't understand why it degrades after you use all the charges. I never got that concept.
Yeah, they could also add a bit of lore behind it. Like the Skull Scepter was made to recharge on souls or something. So every NPC you kill in the Stronghold of Security, for example, on the lowest level you have to kill 4 NPCs to get a charge, and on the second level 3, and on the third level 2, and on the last level 1.
So that'd be better balancing.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's a nice piece of content, but it's really like it has no use at all. Like it's purely cosmetic.
You could always buff Catapult, whatever they're called. So drop table is horrible. The others that drop the pieces are all good.
Yeah, it's true. 1 second. I'm gonna be right back, but
So our host just left, but I'll take the next question.
No, I'm back now.
Alright.
Sorry.
No problem.
Alright. So we have favorite and least favorite free to play skill. So obviously, I'm gonna say for mine, fire making. 129 out of 120 mil right now. So I like fire making a lot, and it's pretty enjoyable. And then my least favorite, I'm gonna say Magic actually. I don't like high alchemy to be like the efficient method. I'm not a fan of it. And so the only other option is like superheating, which superheating is cool, but you get like 0.1 EHP if you're 100% efficient with it, which really sucks.
I haven't really thought too much about it. I have 99 range, but I don't think that's my favorite skill, though it is pretty fun. I really like the idea of the like wood cutting, fire making, and fish and cooking combos, but I haven't actually spent much time doing those at all, really, so can't say for sure whether I like them. But I mean, even on Iron Man, you can do a fair amount of fishing and wood cutting XP separate, like because you get more XP in cooking and fire making. So I'd say probably like 3-tick fishing on its own would be my favorite.
My favorite free-to-play skill is mining. But I pretty much enjoy every gathering skill. I don't really enjoy bank standing. But I really don't like combats. I never have enjoyed melee or ranged. I'm glad it's quite AFK because it won't really matter that much. But I rather do gathering skills than any other, to be honest.
My favorite skill is probably smithing, with mining being a close second. My least favorite has always been rune crafting. It's just really tedious. It's not really rewarding at all in free to play.
My favorite is mining. And least favorite is, I think, magic. I just hate how slow it is. Just 5-tick casting is so slow compared to ranged and the melee. Also, I'm surprised how many of us said mining as their favorite.
Yeah, and then Pawz, first match free to play, asks us, who will be the next match free to play and when will it be? So this one is kind of, it's not like pay to play where like but a lot of people go for mats and like that's their goal. In free to play it's already a small community, but like most of the high level quote unquote players right now are all going for tournaments. So I'm asking to say Tiz DeZeno. He doesn't use ults. It's pretty impressive, but I think as everyone else going for tournaments, he's gonna beat us all max.
Yeah, it seems like Tis and Part are like two that are somewhat close to it. I don't know if they're going for it or not, though. Like, Netbook could max probably pretty quickly if he wanted to, but I don't think he does. And, like, Disciple, I guess, is going for max, but he isn't playing that much right now, and he still has, like, 4,000 plus hours to go, so probably would be years if he actually does get it. But yeah, I don't think anybody else is going to be maxing free to play anytime soon. Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I'd probably say Part as well. There's a lot of people that are close, but I'd say Disciple if he was playing more right now, but he has to be playing a lot in order to get it on his Ultimate Iron Man. And Tiz DeZeno, he doesn't use ult, so he's at a pretty big disadvantage. Part, honestly, is really close. If he can just get himself to runecraft, he could get it really easily. It's just a matter of whether he'll runecraft or not.
Yeah, I'd say Part as well. If he runecrafts.
Maybe even Netbook Pro if he ever gets a better computer and goes on to Runecraft, but I don't see that happening. So maybe Tis, maybe Part. I can't really say. It's just the matter who steps up and goes for it, really.
Now,
Yeah.
the crew is RC pure.
Yeah, maybe if No Comfort decides after smithing to max, I think he'll be the first, but we'll see.
I'm taking donations, so.
You make a few $100 off Smith at least, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, not right now. Prices are dog shit right now.
You gotta sell to shoppers, not to G.
Yeah, sell to me.
He doesn't pay shit. He doesn't pay anything. He's
Yeah.
cheap.
I fell asleep. I'll apologize live on stream. I told Knopf I was going to buy Byron sets off of him, and then I fell asleep 2 hours later.
So
But,
I'm just sitting here with all these fucking rune sets, and he's like, "Where is he?"
I mean, if you summon G overnight,
Yeah, I probably sold him for more than I would have sold to you. So
that's true. I stand. All right, and then it's on the Crystal Math Labs. My favorite place to set records. I'm really good at it. But any thoughts on how they could improve the free-to-play section?
the free to play section is like a fucking joke.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I would I don't like how they don't have just a regular total level thing. They only have virtual total level. Because I'd rather just be able to see like the actual rankings. And that's for all of CML, but
Are you sure
that's
they
the
don't?
number one.
Just
Even
go to skill high scores and total level is there.
Oh yeah, if you go to still high score, I guess that's true. Yeah, I don't really look there.
I don't really know how it works, but even if Foot made someone like the admin of the free to play high scores, just so they could filter through all the fake pay to players and get
yeah.
the records and everything.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But I
It'd
mean,
be cool if. Alright, go ahead.
no, I wasn't gonna say anything else.
Alright, yeah, it'd be cool if if he added EHP rates for free to play Iron Man and Ultimate Iron Man. I mean, honestly, wouldn't we really need to do separate ones because most of the rates are exactly the same. It's just like smithing is a tiny bit different. That's pretty much it. But it'd be cool if those were actually on CML.
Yeah.
It would be great if they would remove fake free-to-players, because there are many pay-to-players who only have trained one skill. For example, there's like a guy with 50 million woodcutting XP, and all his other skills are 0 XP. Like, of course they are like great accounts and all, but they're not free-to-play, so they don't belong on the free-to-play only XP high scores. Maybe they should.
They can't automate it anyway without Jukex doing something like a.
I don't think there's any way for him to automate it. I think it would be up to having someone take over it and actually filter through and manually remove people.
Yeah, Foot should hand over control of some things on the site, but I don't think he will. Like, he should hand over control of VHP rates to like at least a group of high-level skillers, and hand over control of free-to-play high scores to high-level free-to-players and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're definitely nice, and especially like people like She with a 5, who's now came in with one name, learned they were fake, we kicked them, and they came with another name. It's just kind of annoying. But so who inspired you to free to play? What inspired you to play free to play when you started playing? So when I was I kind of have not a long story, but when I played in RS3, I had a month of pay to play. Then I went to like full free to play, quote unquote. So I wasn't ever really pure free to play in RS3. And then when I came back, I thought about doing pure free to play, but wasn't quite sure. And then I was talking to Matt, aka Matthew22, who is currently in the multi shipbuilding corps. Rip Matt, but still an Epic Pro. But he told me to stick around for a while, and so I've stuck around ever since.
I never really played free to play only until I played free to play back in the day, obviously before I was able to get members, but I always wanted members. But I never played exclusively free to play intentionally until old school, like last December is when I made my free to play account, and I think it was because I started I didn't really know that free to play only was very big of a thing, and then I started coming across more and more interesting accounts that were free to play only, and then I saw Disciples account and videos and stuff, and I think that's when I was really that sounds like such an interesting way to play the game, and so I figured I'd give it a try, and it's been pretty fun.
I've actually played free to play since 2004-ish. The only time I ever played pay to play was when they released old school. First few months of that I tried it and I didn't really like it. I actually maxed free to play in RS2 with 120 engineering, so just something I've always done and I've always enjoyed it.
The same here. I've always been free to play and still am.
used to not be able to pay for a membership. So I used to be free to play like 75% of the time. So a lot of my friends were free to play. But when I got a bit of higher skills, in pay to play, I was getting bored. So I just skilled with my friends in free to play, and that's where I met a lot of pure free to play players. It was like in 2009 or something, and a friend said, "From why don't you make a pure free to player?" And so I made another account and only played for like 2 weeks or something. And then continue playing pay to play. After a while, pay to play really got pay to win with Squeal of Fortune, and after that Treasure Hunter. And so when I saw that 2007 Scape or Old School got pure free to play, I immediately decided to go and play it as pure free to play. Seth DC, so I'm going to take over for the next question. Let's see, where were we? What's the first free-to-play player to come to your mind? Either R3 or Old School? Actually,
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay, are we back?
we're back.
Yeah, I think that was the server.
Okay, yeah, I thought. Good. So, Faij, you finish up whatever you're gonna say?
Sorry?
Did you finish what you were saying?
It cut off in the middle of your sentence.
It was quite a long story. It's really that I had a lot of friends with free to play, and pay to play became pay to win. So I also made a free to play.
Alright. So let's look at that. First free play that comes to mind. I'm gonna go with one people sleep on. Letologie, I don't know if you pronounce his name. Legologie. He's a couple turn mills. He's what inspired me to play free to play. One of the two Dutch guys I met back in RS3. He was a rank 1 Fisted Guthods for a long time. So like 340,000 ratings, which is a shit ton of people fog. Yeah.
I'd probably say Kadur Ziani. He was an old RS2 player, maxed out pre RuneSpan. One of the better guys I've met in RuneScape.
I would have to go with Nose. He was a level 3 skiller in free to play. He made some really quality YouTube videos, which I really enjoyed.
The champion, the president, disciple.
Yes, same. I do Disciple. I don't know any of the old RS2 players.
Yeah, I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm surprised when we said, Dejuino Life. I don't know how you say it, but, it's easy game. Alright, so now we're moving on to Faij's favorite topic. Are you looking forward to total level worlds? Will they ever come out? And any new methods that you think will like become more viable? So I'm definitely looking forward to total level worlds. I'm planning to go to Lumbridge Bank in 751 just because there'll be no noobs there, so then it'll be pretty empty. Definitely be nice for bank standing. And then the only really new method that becomes viable is I think 3-tid woodcutting with 3 trees. That spot's pretty bought in regular worlds, but total level worlds come out, they'll be pretty empty.
I think as far as regular accounts go, it's not as big of a deal, but it's going to open up a whole new world for Iron Men as far as training areas and hill giants and stuff like that.
I think
Yeah.
it'll still be quite busy, thanks to the giant hill giant.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Hill Giants will actually be, because I am planning to do melee training after I finish smithing to 89, and really how crowded hill giants are will determine whether I do them or not. But if the boss comes out and it's really good, then I might do them even if they are kind of crowded and just find a way to deal with people. But it's going to be really nice for what I'm doing right now because most of the time there's like 2 to 5 bots in every single world at the iron mining spot, and it's just really annoying, and it's going to be so much more enjoyable and relaxing once total level worlds come out. And yeah, I might actually be able to do woodcutting at Draenor also, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
We'll
the
see.
free-to-play mines are horrible. So many bots.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I'm really looking forward to the release of Total Level Worlds. And it's like week after week, we are just so excited on Thursday. But every time they disappoint us, it's like, how long ago till the poll? Yeah, it's maybe only like 3 weeks, but we've been waiting for this update for a very long time. And asking for it for a very long time. So we were very happy when it was finally pulled, and also when it passed. But the free-to-play total level worlds aren't only going to be great for the free-to-players. There will also be a lot of pay-to-players who haven't played a lot, but for example bought a bond for 2 weeks from grinding cash on free-to-play, then not having to made enough in pay-to-play, but now they've got a world where they don't have to compete with bots to make money in free-to-play, which would really help them and also make the experience from them a lot better. So I can't wait for the new worlds.
Alright, so this is mainly, that's all. It's over 10 GP, he knows a lot of stuff, but do you think there's any areas where like sort of the meta game and like the most efficient order possible for things hasn't been like fully developed yet? Mainly for Iron Man because like their skill order matters more, and for free to play like regular accounts, like you can do pretty much almost any order you want if you get like 29 combat to not have Scorpion's aggressive for mining first. But yeah.
I mean, not really. Maybe something with rune crafting, some crazy way to train it, but not really.
Yeah, unless you have to craft.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some new weird things discovered, but free to play is a pretty small game, and people have put many thousands of hours into it, so there probably isn't too much more to figure out. But like the whole suiciding to the Scorpion thing is definitely fairly new. That's pretty interesting. There might be more weird things like that.
I
Maybe
just
to pick something.
There's not enough content for too many more things undiscovered out there.
I'm curious if there'll ever be another like 3-tick thing figured out for free to play.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if I could have like one thing added to free to play, it'd be like consistent 3 ticks. You don't have to snowfish. Just like it's like a lot. I don't know. It seems like a lot easier. You don't have to use FPs. You don't have to like prance and all sorts of stuff.
Well,
I'm still sad
Necropro,
2-tick fly fishing doesn't work.
What?
I'm still sad 2-tick fly fishing doesn't work.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Be
that.
that consistent, but still, it'll be fun.
Necropro told me he was working on some 1-tick strength strategies.
Oh no, that's not working on. That's already been happening. No, I did that when I got 99 strength.
Really?
Me and Matt both did one. We both did 1-tick strength.
I think Modrock showed that up on stream.
What?
The spear was 1-tick.
Oh yeah. Faij, you got anything on Matt's in order?
No, but the only really revolutionizing discovery could be another 3-tick item, which would really help Iron Man, but also regulars. But besides that, I don't really know enough about Iron Man. Maybe some new rune crafting method or so, or something like that would be cool. Besides that, there's not a really lot of things in free to play, so every discovery is kind of huge.
Yeah, no, definitely. And moving on, this is nice, kind of more in my realm. So Winter Toad, as I will call it, just came out. I think it's like I know it's above 200. I think it's 250k per hour. Fireman gets P while AFKing for profit. So I just people are asking thoughts on free to play and the changes in logs and people going for 200 mil. So the changes in laws, like for me personally, since I have a shop alt, kind of irrelevant. I think I calculated I save like 30 mil to 200 mil, but I'm already making I think over 1 mil an hour. So not too troubling. The only real change is I really want a certain rank. Let's say what? Just pause and try to bank or something. But I want that, and so I have to like have a certain number of people pass me so I can get that rank. So that's the only really troubling thing with code, just seeing how many people pass me and making sure I get the rank I want.
It doesn't really affect free to play other than log prices are dropping. So I mean, it only has a positive effect on free to play unless you're going for a certain rank. I don't actually know what the XP rates for Redwood or Magic logs are, but it's quite a bit less than 200 or quite a bit more than 250. So I don't really. It's just kind of for the lazy people. I don't see anybody going for 200 mil with that, or not too many people at least, because it's so inefficient compared to other methods.
I don't think we should focus on the winter thought. U logs always have been kind of cheap, but the biggest impact right now is the superior Slayer encounters, which have made big bones crash a lot. Big bones are now really cheap, which really changes free to play.
I didn't realize that.
I've been buying big bones quite for 3 days now or something. And I've bought about 100k for 330 each. But they've been like 400 each for more than 5 months now. It's so they've crashed a lot. That's really
So
changing.
they're like 310 on Lowest Buddy right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a big deal. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, and also I don't know if it's. I know that the Winter Toad it drops apparently uncut diamonds. I don't know if that's why or if it's just layer drops, but all the gem prices for crafting are really low right now. I think every single gem is below 10 GP per XP, and diamonds are usually 20, so it's like half, which is pretty crazy.
That's because of the Gemrock update. They added a lot more rocks.
Yeah, gem rocks are a big one too.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that because after like fire making, I'm planning to do quick 99s, so it'd be nice to have cheap stills. All right, and then on that note, like current goals for everyone. What do you do during the podcast? So, like I said, I'm going to more fire making. After that, I'm just gonna do some quick biome on the 99s, finish off some ones that I have close. And I was fire making during the podcast.
I'm just mining Renaissance. I need 200k. I have like 150k right now. This will give me enough for level 80 RC. After that, I don't really want to train it any further.
Just going for 200 mil smithing. After that, not sure.
I'm doing iron mining runs and going for 89 smithing for a rune scimitar. And I'm at 74 right now, so long way to go.
I'm chopping willows to 200 mil.
Alright, so questions from the chat. Somebody asked, why did you pick free-to-play account style, not the same style, but pay-to-play? I mean, we've already talked about that, but it's like to say that, like, if I could do it all over again, what I'd rather do is, like, Drowns and RS3, where it's, like, pretty low combat. You just do, like, the required quest to be really efficient. I think that account style is, like, really, really cool. I wish I would have had that, but I did melee, so I did build my ult in AFK.
I don't know. I think it's also because of the simplicity, but I really don't like pay to win, and free to play is a lot more pay to win safe than pay to play is. I could see something pay to win come into old school someday, but I really hope it will only be pay to play and not free to play.
I mostly just play it because it's what I've always done, what I enjoy. I know a lot of people say once you go pay to play, you don't go back. Well, I guess I'm the exception because I really didn't care much for it.
Alright, so people asked thoughts on Sailing and Artisan. I don't really know much about this. I didn't really pay attention to the polls at this time. I know Sailing has kind of always been talked about, and apparently Artisan is like Slayer, but for skills. I think
Yeah.
Sailing would be cool. I'd like to see a new skill, let's say free to play one. I like Dungeoneering a lot in Beta because it was kind of a high requirement skill wise, and also it was actually like a skill gap kind of. If you watch old videos of Dungeoneering, like people keying, it was like pretty crazy, like the competition and stuff, and there's nothing really like that in RS right now.
I liked the group aspect of Dungeoneering. I made a lot of friends doing that. As far as Sailing goes, I don't really know too much about that or Artisan. I don't even know what Artisan is, to be honest.
There was there's gonna be like Slayer but for skills where like
Yeah,
you get assigned to make like 50 air battle staff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to see more about it to really have an opinion. Sailing looked interesting, but it kind of looked like there was a lot of holes. It looked like they needed to put more time into it. I'm interested to see how the new dungeon, I forget what it's called, it's coming out. I'm interested to see what that's going to be like. Could be fun.
Yeah, I think sailing has potential. I'm not exactly sure if I want it in the game or not, but I'd like to see more information about it before like voting again. Artisan, I hated the idea of, and I don't think it'll ever come into the game anyways. I think they've pretty much put that on the like it's not going to happen shelf.
I really like the shipbuilding when they announced it. It was like, for Iron Man, it's like another way where you train smithing to train it, same as crafting. So it's like, you don't have to train smithing directly, but has two skills that also use smithing. Like, I wouldn't even care about the rest of sailing, just building ships.
Did they say it was gonna require smithing?
No, but it's for free to play. Like, there's something like using gold bar or something for sure. I remember it on the image.
Yeah, some gilded ships would be nice.
Well,
Like-
Sailing
The
could
ship, just like some part of the ship.
potentially open up new areas of the map to free to play, couldn't it? If they made that free to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to like different islands, I guess.
Maybe that will be a better way to introduce maples.
Yeah, that's true. Like Miscellaneous, etc. I don't know, honestly. They have a lot of maples, but I don't know if you remove all the pay-to-play stuff from there.
Yeah, but
Fossil Island would be free to play already. They announced it at Fest.
no,
I didn't watch
I haven't watched it yet.
I didn't watch it, I just saw a post on Reddit.
Couple other random ones. That's what we'll do is people are asking if we were to hold 10 events, that plan being W385, would you be interested in running or seeing?
I want to see a last man standing tournament between us and we just together, I guess, us and W386.
Yeah, just last minute standing.
Players, so it'd be easier.
Yeah, we still have to have a clan battle with W386.
Yeah, just the part what I want to see. I don't really never done last minute standing, but there's also like not too many mini games in free to play. So I think you can do like last minute standing or clan wars. I think clan wars would be cool.
Seeing as this is the only actual minigame, your Clan Wars, you actually need two teams to play. That's my standing, you just need solo players.
Yeah. I also wish that like in RS3 they had a kind of a clan wars like community. Like when you went in the clan war world, there were like a bunch of people like actually just doing clan wars randomly. I always found that really fun.
Yeah, I did it a lot when I was younger.
Well, when they first removed Wilderness, Clan Wars was like really crowded. There's always people there. I had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, I think something combat related between the two sister clans would be interesting.
I'd say I'd also like to see a stealing competition. I think that'd be cool. I know ours wouldn't be as like competitive as pay to play with like
Well, I mean,
40-hour weeks, but
if it was a skilling competition, it'd have to be something that's similar as far as the XP rates between the two go.
You could just
that's
do
true, yeah.
EHP, I guess.
EHP, yeah, you could do EHP.
Yeah, I'd probably just do HP.
I mean, free to play IMS skillers or that.
yeah, I'd like to do another like competition. The summer was
like
cool.
winter
but-
break when everybody's out of school.
Yeah, exactly. The summer was nice, but I think most people they talked about it. But 2 months was like way too long for competition. We like
Yeah,
none
you
of
should
us.
do like a week comp.
Yeah, I think a week
Yeah.
tops. I don't. 2 months is way too long. I never heard of that.
Well, that was what we did this summer. I don't know if
is
you were in
that-
it.
No.
Mining week, let's go.
Yeah, and Disciple won that. He also had like inflated the HP. But it was still a fun time. I did 4.
I mean, what you could do is every week have a different skill.
Yeah, I mean, I think the HP is the most fair way. All right, Faij, you wanna ask some other questions you wanna do? I don't know. I don't really like any other ones. I'll let you ask them.
Thoughts on free-to-play clue scrolls?
Oh, I didn't see that one. Clue scrolls. I guess they'd probably just be the easy ones. Or I said make their own. I like clue scrolls. They're pretty cool. I like the kind of like small cosmetics, and if you're a noob, you can make a couple 100K an hour doing them, and it's pretty fun.
Isn't most of that stuff in pay to play content though, like pay to play areas?
Yeah, but I think they're saying like make a new clue scroll that's just for free to play, kind of like the Achievement Diary.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, it would
Yes.
be cool, but maybe they could add it with a quest or something. Like it would make sense lore-wise, not like it's just here's some more content.
I wouldn't mind seeing some more free to play quests.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Free-to-play quests would be really good. No, they're never really have OP rewards or something. And they also are not a good way to introduce new players to RuneScape.
They don't even have to have good rewards. I just think more free to play quests would be good because there's not really much as far as quests going free to play.
Hey, that sword is pretty OP. All that XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that free to play clue scrolls would allow free to play Iron Men to get like trimmed armor and stuff. But if the free to play clue scrolls were giving like rune, then that would be too much. So I don't know. I mean, I doubt they'd really be good to do
think-
time wise, so I probably wouldn't bother.
I would have a good at close call give room.
I think in order to do that, it'd have to be like purely cosmetic items.
Yeah. Or they just made like a. They could make it so you actually like trim stuff, like make a trimming kit. Because then, like free play Iron Man who had the stats to make the kite shield could then trim theirs, like with the cosmetic. But it wouldn't like make them lower the smithing requirement.
You could actually sell trimming to people.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that also you could trim stuff.
Well, the trimmed armors are pretty. Most of them are pretty worthless nowadays, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm just saying like
it
wouldn't be worth a lot.
To be honest, the only really valuable free-to-play items are the gilded items.
Those
So-
have crashed quite a bit, haven't they?
I'm not sure.
I mean, it's still like 10 mil or something. It's a lot for free to play.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was merching those when they first came out, and then I had to dump them because they started crashing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want free-to-play clue scrolls. I'd rather have some free-to-play quests.
Yeah, I'm almost a fan of quests. That's like one of those things I most enjoy doing on my old. I like the quests a lot. I also have like 170, 180. You only need like 107, but
I don't know if there's any like newbie pay-to-play quests that are in like free-to-play areas, but if they could just make those free-to-play, that would be an idea.
Yeah. There also was a free-to-play quest with that maze on the ice. I don't know if you guys completed it, but it was just more like a puzzle than an actual quest. But it was really fun. It gave like a bit of XP, like just about 100 XP in 3 skills or something.
Are you talking about like that Christmas event?
No, it was an actual quest. Maybe it started as a Christmas event. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
They had
yeah,
like
that won't-
that troll where you had to blow the horn, so it will
Move the ice. You had to like move the ice blocks and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
yeah, that was a good quest.
Yeah, it's
I think-
Myths of the Whitelands, I think.
Well, it wasn't. It was like a bonus with the event. There was an event, and then there was that little like mini quest as well.
Yeah.
And they just
You guys remember the Lumbridge Catacombs also?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was pretty neat.
Yeah,
I
that's
like that
some
one.
quality content.
that was what that weird mask. That was like +1 slash attackers. Or I think it was +1 strength actually.
Yeah, it gave like a little bit of offense bonuses.
Just stuff like that. I think would be cool as far as getting some free to play quests going.
Yeah, just some small like quests that introduce you to skills or an area.
What do you think about Gertrude's cat? Like, because cats, like, I know they're like a pet, but they're not like a big deal pet. Like, that could be free to.
Seeing around with cats though would be
I mean,
Devalued my members' cats.
that would help with stopping the splashers at Lumbridge Castle.
Yeah,
That's true.
Oh, it's true.
but
most
doesn't
specials now aren't AFK, just like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it still pisses them off, so it's worth it.
Yeah, true.
doesn't Gertrude's cat open doors to other quests that are pay to play?
Yeah, but I think they're all in pay to play areas. Like,
Yeah, but
things like that.
it would be kind of weird because a cat actually has use in pay to play, but in free to play it would just like walk. And I don't really like cats. I'd rather have dogs. To be honest.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, that'd be a whole
dogs.
new update.
Yeah, I hate
Just
the
straight-
barn dogs.
just
Oh,
straight
that's
up
right.
there.
I have a dog following me like all day long.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Faij, any other questions from the submitted?
I'm not sure.
A couple of them are kind of the same.
Yeah. Maybe. No, I don't
There's
think
one thing-
there's others.
People have always talked about it, but like from the pay to play, sometimes say like the most impressive or whatever free to play achievement. I'd like to say that I don't think min levels feel like it's enough credit. I know he's been mentioned a couple of times, but he has like over 3,000 hours in one skill. He just walks back and forth to Falador, and he's been doing that since before I began my account, which is crazy.
That dude,
Yeah.
that's the definition of a grind lord right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be 99 smithing and crafting in like a couple of weeks, I think.
I would have
be
probably-
I would have burnt out after like 2 days. So
And he's also rank 1 mining for Iron Man in general.
yeah,
And he's
Yeah,
almost
it's
front
crazy.
page.
He is front page.
And he's
Oh, is
playing
it?
now?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Also, a shout out to Metal Meneer, who's about to get 99 magic on his ultimate.
You gonna host him?
Yes, definitely.
Nice.
Also, I have someone, Tizina, the guy who I nominated for maths, wants me to say, me, Hungary, Zimbabwe, parts mom. I don't know what that means, but Tizina's from Hungary, Nepoprotion, Zimbabwe. But
Definitely something inappropriate.
yeah, I don't get it. It's something about part, but
Also, something interesting is, what are your guys' opinions on a real clan chat system, like the one R3 has?
We've been waiting for that for so long.
Yeah,
It really should happen in old school. And they haven't ever like put it as like it's been on priority polls in the past, but they've written it like they haven't brought it up in a long time. Texas has been hoping for that for a really long time too.
yeah, I'd like to see custom kit ranks, so like where you can make like a smiley kin kit, and then like general skin kit, but nobody in between. That's something, I like I want to keep my smiley rank. Get it gen the kid people.
I also want to give a shout out to Mark or Ryu, who just became a father today. So we're really proud of you. So clap in the chat and congratulations. And best wishes for the future.
Yeah, Tournamentals on Paris are still more impressive though.
Maybe the kid can take his account over.
Yeah, that's what men level always says. He wants to be reincarnated and be able to keep going for terminal smithing. So I think unless you have anything else to say, we're gonna end the podcast here. Any final comments?
Make Faij general again, 2016. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Leave me suggestions. I know we're probably crap. We're not head sis, but we'll improve slowly but surely. So leave suggestions in the comments.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.